Hey everybody, my name is Megan and I am a developer relations engineer at Avalabs. And I got started a few weeks ago. I've been drinking from the fire hose and I am really excited about this series where I get to teach you guys how to do, some pretty low level stuff, but things that are entirely necessary in order to interact with the Avalanche protocol and to participate in the network. So today's demo is going to be on how to run Avalanche Go locally on your own computer. A little bit of background, Avalanche Go is basically the Go implementation of the Avalanche protocol, meaning like the consensus mechanism designed for Avalanche is run with the Golang language via the application that is Avalanche Go. So the best way to get started is to go to the docs. So I'm going to type in Avalanche docs and we're going to go to the home page. We'll go to overview, and then if you click on projects, it should be the first project listed. So it's quick definition here, Go implementation of an Avalanche node, and here is the link to the GitHub. If you scroll down, you can see the README, which is going to include the instructions for today's demo. So let's go through this for a second. It's incredibly lightweight, yes, it's really important for us to drive home this point because a lot of the times, if you want to run a node locally for a Alt L1, you really can't do it. You have to have a really large machine, or you have to have a really expensive subscription to AWS to host that much RAM and that much CPU. But the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look through your computer's details section. So on a Mac, it would be up here. You would click about this Mac and it would show you the system details or the system information, basically. So you could check these parameters. If you're running Windows, you can go to system information, I believe, or just type it into the Windows menu. If you're running Ubuntu, then you're going to have to ask ChatGPT because I do not know how to get that information, but I'm sure it's not too difficult. I have checked my computer. I do meet the requirements for running a node. And the first thing you're going to need to do is just install the Golang language. So I'm going to open a terminal, iterm2. I run iterm2 with a Z shell. If you need information on that, let me know. I'm happy to link you. So Go version 1.19.6 greater. I already have Go installed. If you didn't, you would want to install Homebrew. I already have Brew, so you would type brew install Go. And I already have it downloaded, so I think it's going to just update it for me and then tell me that I already have it downloaded. But yeah, so it says Go 1.20.3 is already installed, but outdated. So it will be upgraded. So it's going to take a bit here. And then you need to make sure that you have GCC downloaded. What is GCC? The GNU compiler collection. I'm not going to go through this. I don't know what it is, but I don't think I care. So brew install GCC. I believe I already have this installed as well. And then G++. It's not linked, but I've also run Avalanche Go before, and I don't believe I ever deterministically installed G++. So I'm kind of hoping it's just included in the Go package or GCC. But again, I believe I already had it downloaded. Yep, so it was just upgrading it for me. It did that. Fantastic. I'm going to clear my terminal just to make it easier for us. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to clone this repo. So you can clone a repo using Git. If you do not have Git, you need to install it the same way we just installed these others. So I do have Git. I don't want to go through updating it right now. I'm sure that it's good enough. I can actually look and see what version I have downloaded by doing -- version. And with most packages like Go that we just installed or GCC or actually anything, node, anything, you could just type -- version to get that information printed for you. And after you do that, you're going to want to clone the repository. So we're going to go up here. We are going to click HTTPS. If you have an SSH key, you can clone it with that way as well. They're all going to be pretty much the same. SSH keys are not required to do this, but if you want a little bit more privacy, I would suggest it. You're then going to type git clone. You're going to paste that link, and you're going to want to do this from whatever repository you're comfortable copying or cloning this repo to. This is my base directory. So I'm pretty much just gonna do it here for demonstration purposes, and then we're gonna wait for it to finish cloning. Give it a minute. Okay, great. Now we can move on. So let's go back to the README file, read what's next. I believe that the next thing we're gonna have to do is run 2 scripts just to get this started. So the next thing you're gonna do is change directories into CD into Avalanche Go, basically. Wherever you did clone that, you'd want to CD in from there. And now the only thing left to do is run the 2 commands, one to build Avalanche Go in the directory that we cloned, and then one to run, which will be the command below this one. So first we're going to make sure we're in the base directory, and we're just going to paste this in and hit enter. And while that builds, we'll wait patiently. Great, it's built. We can move on to the final step, which will be running Avalanche Go. In order to run Avalanche Go, all you're going to need to do is come over here, copy this, paste it into your terminal, and hit enter. What I'm not going to do for the purpose of this demonstration is actually run a node for the primary network. I'm going to run a node for Fuji because I know that for Fuji, it will bootstrap a lot faster. If you don't know what bootstrapping is, it's basically the process that your node will go through while it's trying to index all of the data, basically catch up on all of the data that has been committed to the Avalanche network after, the Genesis block that was launched before my time. So basically, bootstrapping is just catching up to the point in history that all the other nodes in the network are at. This is not a validator. You are not participating in consensus. This here in our terminal is just going to be all of that data indexed. And these info messages are for our own sake, but if you want to actually access this data or call some function from one of our APIs, you're going to need to go and hit your node's URL with that API call, like batched onto the end of it. I will do that in a future demo. I'm not going to do that today. But in a nutshell, this is running Avalanche Go locally. After about 30 minutes to 5 or 6 hours, your node will be bootstrapped and you will be running an archival node locally on your computer. Obviously, if you want this to persist, you're going to need to host it somewhere or keep a computer in your house running 24/7. The second you hit Control-C or you exit out of Avalanche Go, your node will stop archiving information or stop indexing the information, and you will no longer be in consensus with the network that you are participating in. Okay, I think that's probably where I'll end this video. If you thought this was helpful, please leave a like. If you have any questions, please leave a comment or tweet at me on Twitter. Thank you for watching and see you next time.